This is On the Hour. Arise, Sir News.
On the Hour.
Such is politics.
It's a painful business.
On the Hour.
What you mustn't do in politics is listen to people.
That's me. Now listen. Today's fronty prongs.
The headlines.
Brilliant professor unplugged by careless cleaner. 300-ton flag pulled out of shepherd. And 7-inch man in catering sabotage.
On the Hour.
Plus, we gauge public reaction to the proposed reductions in the size of cars.
How many feet should a car be then?
I think a car should be about 3 or 4 feet.
And small people to drive them,
And
obviously.
small people to drive them, that's right.
You wouldn't mind taking a size reduction yourself to help, would you?
Absolutely, no. Might be much better for everyone if it...
Even if it did mean that you ended up speaking in quite a high voice.
I wouldn't mind that at all.
But first, the news. It's been confirmed that Ireland has burst. The cockatoo-shaped landmass blew open along the southwest coast, squirting millions of tons of noxious fluid into the Atlantic Ocean. It's understood that American naval forces are standing by to tow the stricken isle out to sea, where it will be bombed and sunk as quickly as possible.
On the Hour.
Well, to examine the effect of this crisis, I'm joined now by Foreign Secretary Douglas Hurd in Brussels. Good morning.
Morning to you.
In Oslo, the Norwegian Prime Minister Gro Harlem Brundtland. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
And John Prescott is in our Birmingham studio. Good morning, John.
Good morning.
Good morning. And on a special line set up to Westminster, Cardinal Basil Hume.
Good morning.
Foreign Secretary Douglas Hurd is joining us from Leeds. Good morning.
I'm depressed.
And our telephone correspondent Nick Ross is in Norwich. Good morning, Nick.
Good morning.
Now, Paddy Ashdown in the studio with me at the moment. You know Nick, don't you?
Well, good afternoon, Nick, and nice to be with you again.
That's nice. And on the line from her home in Sussex, Barbara Castle. Good morning to you, Barbara.
Morning, Ian.
Gentlemen, thank you.
On the Hour. Towards a new Eden. Comprehensive news trawl.
February, and more trouble for President Boris Yeltsin as the Ukraine declared its own independent laws of physics. Under the new legislation, only natural-born Ukrainians were granted the right to have density, speed was calculated to equal boiling point over height, and friction was abolished, which caused increased mortality around hills, but meant that Ukrainians could glide over hundreds of miles with just one push. Meanwhile, in Kiev, over 300 protesters were injured in gravity riots.
Move the body to another room in the house. The radio will advise you what to do about taking the body away for burial.
And we have an SOS message. A Mr. Peter Johnson has lost his mouth in the Ladbroke Grove area. It fell out last night when he was coughing. He's been back to look today, but so far has found no trace of it and thinks somebody probably picked it up. If you've come across a mouth lying somewhere in the Ladbroke Grove area, please keep it in a beaker of water and hand it in as soon as possible.
And that's the weather.
Closing music.
Just time to have a look at tomorrow's papers. The Times, exhumed man wins free haircut. The Independent, orange-fingered scientists aim to grow cauliflower cheese. The Mail, 49 squid wrestle for sandwich. And The Economist, horse theft twins suspended from textile apartment. There's a photo there of Tony Gubber. That's it. Good night.
God's trousers.